Greetings, I'm Usha, and welcome to the latest IT Voice Quick Bytes episode. In today's episode, we interact with the founder of Neerja Softwares Private Limited. Neerja Softwares is an established Indian company that specializes in developing software solutions to cater to diverse IT requirements. They are dedicated to delivering comprehensive services and products to businesses of varying magnitudes. Now, let's delve into our conversation with Dr. Naveen Sharma, a man with multiple feathers in his cap.
Namaskar audience, this is Avni from IT Voice. Today we have Mr. Naveen Sharma with us, who is the Managing Director and Founder of Neerja Softwares and Eva Data Center. So let us learn about the organization from him.
Hello Avni and hello IT Voice team. Thanks for the opportunity. And we're having a software company called Neerja Softwares. It is almost 20-year-old organization, and we are 100% export unit developing different software solutions, automation. At the same time, we are the one and only privately owned data center in the state of Rajasthan that is called Data Centers. We provide cloud computing and different hosting services.
Could you please share the inspiration or driving force behind establishing your software development endeavor?
Yeah. So it was early 2000 when we started our organization. What I found that a lot of things were not automated. It was all like manual things, especially in India and Rajasthan. So we decided to work something for automation. And obviously, as a business point of view, I feel it was a great opportunity to start something that is going to be revolutionary.
Could you please elaborate on some of the key challenges you encountered during the early stages of establishing the company, and how do you navigated through them?
Perfect. So yeah, in the starting it was a really challenging situation because at that time when the personal computer was just introduced and computers and servers were just especially in India just started, the businesses just started using it. So the mindset with business owners was very different. They were spending a lot of money on the hardware, but when it comes on the software side, their mindset was not to spend a lot of money. At the same time, they were not really confident about the solutions. So there were two biggest challenges. One is to convince them that what we are saying, what we are committing, that is really going to be work for them. That is increasing their revenue, that is going to make easy things easy for them. At the same time, to ask them to spend a lot amount of money for the system, for the softwares.
Can you also tell us something about establishing a data center?
Yes. So we started the data center in 2011 called Data, and what we foreseen a lot of opportunity on the data storage. Like it was all data was rapidly increasing, and there was a limitation of storage in India. Most of the hosting and data was out of India, and that's why when it's Make in India started happening, we started developing our data center. We built this data center.
So how do you view your role in software development industry? What unique contributions do you believe your company brings to the table?
Yes. So you'll see there is a lot of software companies. I appreciate they are all doing their own. They are unique in their own solutions and services. But what we are, our organization is unique is we believe that software is something that is going to be long last. Even the hardware is going to change. The software will update on the new system. So what we decided, what unique things we can give is, it should be some innovations. We should understand the requirements. Sometimes like even some requirements are there, but we can foresee the further requirements based on those requirements. So our initial, we focused on the initial documentation and initial study of the system is the most important part for us. compared to the coding, that is the easiest part in the software development life cycle. So yes, that is the main. Our thing is to understand the domain before starting working on it, and to foresee what are the possibilities, what are the impacts are going on to solve those problems in starting.
Can you please tell our audience that how do you ensure that you stay updated with the latest technological advancements to deliver edge-cutting solutions to your clients? And what are the strategies that you are employing to release this vision and make lasting impact on the industry?
See, our industry, that is called software or IT industry, is fastest growing as well fastest changing industry. So if you are not getting up to date, maybe for 20 months, 24 months, I think you are outdated. So the most important part is you should get up to date each and every month or a year. You need to learn something. So for my employees, we having always like these type of things. We having internal trainings, we having some conferences. At the same time, what the most important part, learning is not. If only learning is not important, but to implement that learning is also important. So what we do, we try to innovate the new things. We suggest our employees if they are having some ideas, if they can suggest some new technologies or a small piece of updated code. We appreciate them, we reward them, and this is how we are a little different from others.
Can you share some specific examples of innovative IT solutions you have developed and have had a significant impact on your client's business?
Yes. So I would like to share you an incident where. So this was an American insurance company. We were working for them, and initially when we started working with them, that was a very basic software that we were developing, and web interface, web application. But when we were there at their office, we found that we can work a lot of other things. Like they were having a lot of clerical staff that doing all the things manually. It was a claim settlement system, health claim settlement system, and a lot of doctors reviewing the documents. So what we suggested that by ourselves, we offered them to do some really good automation using artificial intelligence and machine learning. So it was that significant that their performance increased by 10 times. So till before our software, they were able to process up to 100 claims in a day. After our software, they were able to process more than 1,000 claims in a day. And this is all the machine was learning each and every day, which each and every claim, nothing was pending, just to verification. Doctors was just verifying that okay, the computer is doing good. So this is really something very game changing for my customer.
How do you foster this environment within your company, and how do you believe it contributes to the success of your projects?
So that's why in another question I told you, we always appreciate the innovation, and there is always a challenge for the software companies. So there is a break even we need to set. There is a deadline to deliver the product. So what you can do, you can use your existing technologies that employees already know very well, and then they work on that technology and they deliver the product on time or project on time. Or there is a possibility that there is new technology, new innovative ideas that employees can implement. The problem is that can delay the product or project, or that can maybe at a later stage before delivery, during the testing, they need to rework on it. So we have balanced the system where we always innovate, we always try to introduce something new in each and every project.
Could you share some of the client stories or testimonials or your success stories that have impacted IT solutions in their business or in your business?
Yes, so for an example, I told you this insurance company, they are now very successful. Their cost of the system dramatically goes down by 10 times less. At the same time, this is another, one of the largest software company called Red Hat. So we developed some very innovative systems for them. That was a very good story I can share you. And when I was there in the Red Hat head office, corporate office, it was an implementation, and due to some limitations with the hardware infrastructure, limited resources, our execution, the software implementation was supposed to be done on Saturday, but the Saturday there was some issues in the hardware with the IBM was managing their hardware, so we was not able to get a confirmation that we can execute the transformation of all the systems of the implementation of new software. So finally we got the date for Monday where I think 8,000, more than 8,000 employees were actually working. And that time we installed the system, we transformed all the systems, and even all the employees were logged in the system. The backend, the old system removed, and the new softwares, new internet was there, and even no one even know that okay, the software is totally changed or transformed. So this type of things we have done with. This is just an example with Red Hat. We also having customers. Major universities in America is our customer, and we have worked so many times something similar with them.
How do you see the future of software development industry evolving, and how do you plan to stay ahead of these changes?
It's changing dramatically. Even after the introduction of the AI, especially the generative AI, even sometimes your computer chatbot itself generating the code for you. So it's really challenging, and most of the time, the system, whenever there is always and in any industrial revolution, it's always some new challenges comes, and they also if technology is giving you a challenge, it is also going to solve you for you. So I believe it's a very bright future in the software in the IT. What we are doing, as told you again, we are learning latest technologies, and especially nowadays what we are planning is more focusing on automation, AI and blockchain. These are the promising technologies, we are working on it, and at the same time we introducing some new learning systems for our employees as well.
Okay, who are your mentors and what has been your biggest inspiration?
So I have few friends. When I started my career, you cannot say that you cannot say the mentors, but they helped me a lot. And especially when I was in the early stage of my entrepreneurship, when I was looking for some support, I believe Mr. Sanjay Kala, who was my first employer, at that time, almost 2 years, he helped me a lot at the starting of my career. So I believe I should mention him. At the same time, not from the industry, but my mother always helped me, because my father was not agree to go for the computer, but it was my mother who always said that okay, whatever you want to do, you do, and that's how I got the success.
Why have you chosen Rajasthan as your state for the business? And can you highlight some pros and cons? Also, the audience would like to know why have you chosen Rajasthan for data center as well?
That is a perfect question, especially for the data center. So, in case of data center, it's North India is a highly seismic zone. That means you will always see a lot of earthquakes comes in the Delhi and Chandigarh side. So we were planning to set up a data center in North India, and we found after the research that from Jaipur to Kota to MP, it is the best place as per the seismic zone. At the same time, you'll see we also like Delhi and Chandigarh, those areas were highly earthquake prone zone. But if you go to we were also planning to go for like Hyderabad and Mumbai, but we found that the Rajasthan is a very quiet place. It's a politically stable state. So I found that time in Hyderabad when we were planning, there was they were going to distribute the state. So we decided that Rajasthan is a really cool place. At the same time, data center consumes a lot of electricity. And for your kind information, Jodhpur is the place which actually gets the most powerful sunlight for the solar energy. So I believe Rajasthan is the best place. We having a lot of solar energy, we can get very close to it. That was our plan at that time. At the same time, I will say what I found that Jaipur or especially Rajasthan, we having a lot of genuine employees. I found a lot of good people here, and they having a lot of long-term commitments. The job change ratio is very less, so it's all my favorable place.
What are your views on Hindi domains that are made available by the NIXI, that is National Internet Exchange of India? Have you bought a .bharat domain?
Yes, so I bought a .bharat domain. Even for myself, I purchased a Bharat domain. For our data, we are having a Bharat domain, and that is a great initiative because India, I believe that almost 36 different languages are really popular. Like a mother tongue for them, you can say for the locals. So it is a great initiative. It is a great initiative to connect the country using this. For my software company, I feel that we are 100% export unit. So for the export purpose or for that is not so important. But for the remaining, like for data center, all those things, it's really great.
As a seasoned leader in the IT industry, what advice would you give to startups or young professionals who are just starting out their career in this sector?
That is a great question actually. So I am connected with a lot of startup organizations. I have multiple times I have presented some speeches in the different organizations. I am also a partner in Startup Chopal, that is a startup ecosystem in Rajasthan. I will suggest whatever is a young entrepreneur or a startup that you should believe in your idea, but at the same time you should validate it and correct it timely. Because sometimes just believe in idea and working and then you are going to get nothing. So believe in idea is the first important thing, but at the same time you should also validate and revalidate it because sometimes things getting changed. So maybe if you are planning something maybe 5 years back, that can be a good thing, but after the introduction of ChatGPT, generative AI, it can be different. So validate it in the market and correct it accordingly. Then when you believe and you are validated, you need to work in it. So you as a startup owner, as a founder, you need to work passionately and dedicatedly. But I will say smart working is important. So don't just do hard working, do smart working. I think that is sufficient.
Thank you so much, sir. It was our pleasure having a word with you. I am sure the audience is moved by your inspirational journey.
Thank you, Abhi. Thanks for your time.
Subscribe to IT Voice for all the industry insights, gadget reviews, and latest tech news.